Hello, wonderful people out there. Thank you for watching Truth Talks TV. I'm your host, Katarina Illich, and I've got my beautiful guest here with me today, Kelley Rosano, who is an astrologer and coach and has lots of fascinating things to say. Welcome, Kelley.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Greetings.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to have you.
It's wonderful to be with you.
Yes. So, there's so much that I actually want to talk to you about. But first I want to actually just touch on astrology in general, first of all, because first I love how you on your website says that you sort of merge astrology and coaching, which is really neat. I've always been, into astrology myself. I find it really fascinating. But there is part of me then that goes, ooh, but I don't want to allow what I'm reading in a chart or whatever to influence me. I guess it's like I want to trust my intuition and trust that I have the answers within me. But yet there's also this astrology, how do we actually blend the two? What is the actual role of astrology in our lives? And then also trusting ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. So everything is energy. I'm energy, your energy, and the astrology maps your energy patterns in motion.
Okay.
You are the master of your destiny.
Yes.
So my job is to say, okay, Katarina, it's going to rain today. What do you want to do about it?
Okay.
So astrology doesn't take us over. God gave us the gift of astrology to read the roadmap. For instance, tomorrow we have a very intense and powerful lunar eclipse, Scorpio lunar eclipse.
Yes.
Now that's going to affect everybody.
Yeah.
Now, what you do about it is your power.
Okay.
And that's how I use the astrology. I'm not the authority of your life, nor do I want that responsibility. I'm the weather woman. I tell you the energy you're going to work with, and you decide what you want to do about it. And so it empowers you to have more knowledge. For instance, if you're under a Neptunian energy, you can think you're clear. We can think, oh, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. And then whack, you find out the guy you're with is cheating on you, stealing from you. Or you're being backstabbed at work. You're being fooled. You're being lied to. Wouldn't it be nice to know that energy is coming in and that you're working with that energy so that you can be, more, okay, I know, I got to keep my eyes open.
Right.
I got to watch my checking account. I got to watch how he flirts with my best friend.
Right.
Okay, pay attention, right? So astrology can be used to empower us to live from our heart, our authentic self, our truth.
Yes.
Because that's all we have control over.
Yes.
Everything here in this dimension is an illusion. All we do is project onto each other all the time.
Wow, right.
See through our own glasses, right? Our life experiences. But that doesn't mean you experience that life the way I do. We may, but we may not. We're all unique individuals. And so astrology empowers us to know what's going on so that we can ride the wave. For instance, with the Scorpio lunar eclipse tomorrow, it's bringing up shit for everybody. All our shit's coming up. It's like a shit fest.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, what are we going to do with this? Are we going to sit there and go, oh, poor me? Or are we going to release it and let it go so that we can go higher and be more of our authentic, truthful self?
Right.
And live from our truth, live from our authentic self. Because that's where the power is.
Right.
We have no control over what anybody else does. We have no control over what anybody says about us or does. But our power is in who am I, what am I, and who do I want to be in this world? And that's when you live from that place of empowerment, that light goes out. And truth is like a sword. It cuts through all the bullshit.
Yes.
It cuts through the crap.
Yes.
And so when we live from our truth, we live from our light, we're doing our job. And that's really what we're here for, is to just live from your authentic self, be who you really are. And when you do that, the light comes through and it empowers everyone. It empowers everyone, whether they know it or not, whether they're
Right.
conscious or unconscious.
Right. So it's like, yeah, it's like you could use these aspects and these things that you see in the astrological chart as knowledge and as just information to actually empower you and use for your
Right.
creation.
Yes. Yes. And that's how we use it. So the astrology is there as a guidepost. It's like a roadmap. So that when you're going down the road, you know that you have this energy to work with and this energy to work with, and you feel empowered because you're aware of what you are, because the astrology, if you don't know it,
Mm-hmm.
you are the astrology is in your aura. So
Yeah.
so we can be broadcasting an energy, and we want to know that so that we can work with it rather than have it projected back onto us, because we're unconscious to what we're projecting onto others. Because we're all projecting, especially in relationships. Now, this is a full moon. So what that means is the sun is opposing the moon. Oppositions are awarenesses that come to us outside of ourselves. So everyone's dealing with their relationship issues right now.
Okay.
So we're all looking at our relationships. And Scorpio is about getting to the truth, the emotional truth, the physical truth, the raw truth. Taurus is about, what do you value? What's important to you?
Yeah.
And so we're all looking at this going, okay, what matters to me? What's important to me? So wherever this falls in your chart is where you're going to be empowered and awakened to shift and change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because so it's like these influences are influencing us all, but depending on what our own chart is, then it depends on what aspect of our lives or what area of our lives it's influencing.
Yeah, because you are in a relationship with your astrology. You are in relationship to your environment.
Yeah.
You are in relationship to creator, goddess energy. You are in relationship to your sexuality. You are in relationship to your health, to your well-being, to your vitality. So everything is relationship.
Yeah.
And so I empower people to know their astrology, to empower them so that they can be in that driver's seat and say, okay, I'm in relationship with you. How do I want to work this? And how can I make the right choices for me? Okay, because it's different for everyone. Because what's right for you may not be right for me.
Right.
What's for me may be totally off for you. And so it's never comparisons get us nowhere.
Yes.
Comparisons are illusions.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's always about what's right for Katerina.
Yeah.
What's right for Kelley.
Yeah.
And when you do what's right for you, we all line up with you.
Yes.
When you're not doing what's right for you, you're like this, and we're trying to line up, and we can't line up with you because you see, and that's what women have been so trained to be nice and please others, and so you're living outside of yourself, ladies, when you do that. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be nice, but we want to be nice to ourselves first.
Yeah, right. Come from this place, not from outside.
Because the universe is within. The planets are inside of you.
Yes. Right. And so this is the thing, the misconception, I think, is that people who don't understand astrology is like, oh, well, just reading my horoscope in some magazine that says, okay, I'm a Taurus, which, by the way, I am.
Ooh, big time for Taurus, babies. Whoa, exactly, because we don't know what your ascendant is.
Well, right. So it's like, it's about this, I've had my chart done, it's about all these other 12 aspects.
Yes. Yeah, because they're all dimensions of you.
Yeah.
You are a multi-dimensional being.
Right.
Having multi-dimensional experiences.
Right.
And so put everybody in the Taurus box. I have Taurus. That's on my midheaven. That's the destiny in life I go in. My Mars is in Taurus. And so Taurus is very important to me.
Yeah.
I love all the signs. When I do my YouTube videos, everyone thinks I'm their sign because I'm so passionate about it. You must be a Taurus. You must be a Capricorn. You must be a Scorpio. You must be an Aries. Oh, yeah, I'm all of them. See, we're all 12 consciousness. There are 12 states of consciousness. Now, Taurus, you got a big eclipse coming up here on May 9th. So it's showtime for the Tauruses. It's on you. And it's like, okay, Taurus, how are you going to lead us into this new earth, this new energy, when we choose our values, when we want to create beauty. Venus is your ruling planet.
Yeah.
And so doesn't that go along with what you stand for? You see? Because Venus wants all of us to make love, not war. Those have no interest in picking up weapons and entering countries.
Right.
And you see, and so Venus is all about peace and beauty and beautiful environments and beautiful, creating beauty wherever she goes, and love, creating love with everything she touches. So the Taurus eclipse is really wonderful because it's initiated a new 19-year cycle for you. What were you doing in 1994?
I was just starting high school.
Okay, so think about that, okay, because that was the last time you had this eclipse.
Okay.
So whatever was going on with you at that time,
Yeah.
okay, the theme has to come back.
Okay.
Okay, so for instance, in 1994, that's when I was beginning to start my astrology practice. Because remember, it's on my midheaven, what I do in the world. Okay?
Right.
It's on you, your sun, who you are in the world. So you have to, start with that time in your life to learn about, the relationships between men and women, and the relationships between women and women, and how men support each other even when they don't like each other. They got each other's back.
Yeah.
We'll claw each other for a guy. We have not been taught how to be true, sisterhood yet. We're learning that now.
Yes.
And so now you're on the next level, and I will ask you the same question in 2032 when it comes back again.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So it's cycles within cycles.
Right.
And what I love about astrology, you can't do that with tarot. You cannot do that with numerology. You can't do it with any of the other fabulous disciplines out there. But with astrology, you can go back to the birth of Jesus. You can go back to, I pulled up Leonardo da Vinci, because he was from Florence, and I wanted to see what it was like to have a real, Florentian, and bring him into the workshop.
Yeah.
Do that with astrology. You can't do that with other techniques. And so that's why astrology is so powerful, because when you study the cycles within cycles, you can look back historically and go, okay, this is what was going on in your life in 94. Now in 2013, you're up here at this level of your soul evolution and your personal evolvement.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in 2032, you're going to be even further in your empowerment and your, self-knowledge, self-understanding. There's nothing more important than understanding the mystery of self. There's nothing more fascinating than understanding who we uniquely are.
Right. And so that's where I think it really helps to, to see that natal chart and get that done and stuff, because like I said, it's not just, I know my sun sign, which many people are so ignorant on that level. Like, I know my sun sign, it's this and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, blah, blah, blah. But it's like getting your actual natal chart and kind of understanding. And it's like, it's not that I found that when I've gotten like sort of astrological consultations and stuff, it's not even that she's usually the person that I've actually used when I was living in Belgrade, Serbia for the last couple of years, actually. She was usually telling me stuff that I've already kind of felt. It's not like completely new information. She's just kind of confirming what I'm sort of already feeling,
Yeah, and that's really helpful too, because you have this objective person who is validating your power, validating your knowledge, validated your inner knowing. And that's where I like to work from, rather than peeking around the corners going, you're going to buy a new car next week, or not that I won't go out and look at it, but I believe all power is in the now. And, it's more powerful to use the astrology to understand, well, why do you want to buy a car next week? Well, why is this happening in your relationships? And is there a pattern? Let's look for the pattern so that you can have more self-knowledge in what you're projecting, because everything's based on the law of attraction. So if we're attracting the same situation, over and over, we need to look inside of self as to what we believe. And
Mm-hmm.
astrology can help that too, because we don't get what we want, we get what we believe.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
if we have a belief that
that's
I'm
so
going to get
true.
rejected or I'm not worthy, then we're going to continuously attract people who bring that to us, you know, and
Yes.
and that's what's, and so astrology can help you get out of that, so
Yeah.
that you shift out of that false belief, because everything we've been taught, especially my generation, I'm a little bit older, is wrong. Everything we've been taught is not true and is incorrect. So we have to unlearn everything we've learned about ourselves, about relationships,
Right. Right.
and so that's why we want that inner compass. We want to know our astrology so that we know who we really are, and we're using it to empower our heart and our soul, and
Yeah.
and get up every day feeling good about ourselves.
So if it is, because you just said we are all about, it is all about the now, and that I believe that as well. So if you're like, this is what I'm wondering, if you're then telling me, okay, May 9th, like you just said for me about this eclipse and whatever, it's like, how do we then not jump ahead into that? You know what I mean? We still want to take that, but be here, not there, and waiting for something to happen in the future, right?
You don't want to do that,
Yeah.
because when you're out in your future, you're not in your present.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you go to the future, you have to go back to the past. The present now becomes the past.
Right.
You go back to your past and live your past because you weren't there
Ah.
in present time. But what helps you to know is that if you know that on May 9th there's an eclipse, and you know that there's this huge shift coming,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that you can empower yourself to ride the wave rather than become overwhelmed with emotions
Mm.
because you're eclipsed, because things aren't functioning the way you thought they were going to at that time.
Mm.
Eclipses are major endings and beginnings. And here's another thing. The future's already here.
Right.
It's here. Time is an illusion.
Yes. Sorry.
Everything's happening in the now. So when I take you out, it's already happening.
Wow.
When we go back, it's still happening.
Right.
You live many, many lives. You're living them right now in this moment as a multidimensional being.
Yes, that's amazing. Right.
So if there's a lot of things to look forward to too, like Pluto is trining the Taurus. Pluto is in Capricorn, empowering you.
Mm.
It's nice to know what you can do with that energy, because you can take your relationships to a new level. You can take your business beyond your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
You can take whatever you're creating beyond what you ever thought imaginable,
Mm-hmm.
because Pluto is empowering you and supporting you, and Pluto's the most powerful planet you can work with.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I knew that. I've heard, because like I said, I do kind of look into this a little bit with the eclipses. There's something about, I've heard that you don't make too
Yeah.
many like decisions around there because new information sort of comes up.
Yeah, because what's happening with eclipses is creator, God, goddess, because we're really being flooded by cosmic estrogen. And that's what I said in the next interview in 5D, is the asteroids are playing a major influence. The Venus transited the sun last year, and she stepped back. The goddess has returned.
Mm.
And so we are all being flooded with estrogen, cosmic estrogen, to get us out of this mindset of war, and to balance our male and female energies, not so that we move to matriarchy. We're going to move to a triality consciousness. We're going to move from duality, male, female, right, wrong, good, bad, God, Satan, to a third position where it's mutuality, where we're all balanced in our male and female energy.
Yes.
Male is not better, female's not better.
Right.
You need both to
Right.
be whole. And so we're moving to a place of mutuality and consciousness where we allow everyone to be who they uniquely are without trying to make them think like us and act like us, because that's not the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is not about us all singing the same song. It is allowing everyone to sing their own song.
Yes.
So what the eclipses are doing, what Goddess is doing with these energies, is pouring the cosmic energy through them to eclipse out that which no longer serves, and to bring in the fresh starts and the new starts. The most powerful transit we can experience, and they last anywhere from 6 months to 2 years.
What, eclipses?
Yes.
Oh. So even like I've heard you said there's 5 of them this year. So each one of those can last
2 years in your
Oh,
chart, in your life. Because, see, Goddess doesn't want to overwhelm us, and we're already too overwhelmed by all the crap the Matrix throws at us through the negative media, the false media, the untruth media.
yes.
And so people are like, no more. And so the energies are coming in to harmonize us and to bring us out of that Martian energy of anger, aggression, arrogance, war, to more of the Venus energies, which is peace, beauty,
Yeah.
cooperation,
Yeah.
female values, really.
Right. Right.
Win-win.
Right.
Cooperation, not domination. And
Exactly.
so having three we're having three lunar eclipses, which is feminine energy.
Mm. Okay.
We're having the asteroids, Pallas Athena, goddess of wisdom and truth, a major player.
Mm.
Vesta, goddess of home and hearth, major player. Ceres, another goddess of values and finance and home, feminine.
Mm.
Um, uh, Juno, another goddess of home and hearth, major player. So the goddesses are very much involved in the astrology in 2013, 2014, and that's to balance out the male and female energies in us and in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Gaia just had her birthday on Monday. It was Earth Day.
Right.
The planets are living beings just like you and I are.
Yes.
And Mother Earth is feminine.
Yes.
And so we want to bring her back to her full health, well-being, and vitality.
Right.
That's done through love and peace, not war. And so the eclipses happening in your astrology initiate endings and beginnings. Right? And so it depends on, now you have a Taurus sun. Do you know what your ascendant is?
Virgo.
Okay, so you have fabulous. That means your sun trines your ascendant, and so if you have a Virgo, so Taurus is on your ninth house. Okay, so this is happening in the area of your life that has to do with publishing, broadcasting, television. Has any of that been happening for you lately?
Yes.
Plans of taking it to the next level.
What would you say? What?
Taking it to the next level.
Right. So it's like how, you know what I mean? Like I could feel a fear within me sometimes, like fearing like I'm gonna miss this. And that's what I think trips me up sometimes, because like I've said, I've used astrology before, and she said she would say some amazing things like, oh my God, this is, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I feel this excitement, and then I almost feel like, oh my God, am I gonna miss what I'm supposed to do? And that's where I think we kind of like then choke that out. It's like,
yeah, that's the ego, okay? Because that's ego, edge God out, okay? And that's okay, because we all get scared when we're doing something important and big. You can't miss your destiny.
yes, right. That's so good. That's like so comforting, right? To like know, like, oh, right, okay. Because my ego's like, but then like, oh.
I know, and that's why I like the rescue remedy, the Bach flower rescue remedy.
Uh-huh.
It's great. You take a few, whenever the anxiety comes up, like, OMG, I'm gonna miss my plane.
Really? I've never heard that.
It's fabulous. It was 100 years old. He invented it. It's made from 5 flowers. You can get it at any health food store, any herbal store. It's a flower remedy, Bach flower.
Cool.
It's fantastic for anxiety, fear, in these transits, because that's what they do. Because they're stirring you. Because God is saying to you, Katarina, you've got to get the truth out. This is your destiny. This is your mission. Are you on base to hit the ball? And so then the ego's like, well, what if I miss? Well, what if, and that's when we're out in the future again. We're what if that, because we're never what ifing in the day we're in.
Yes.
We're always what ifing in the future.
Exactly. Oh, that's so true. You said something. This is interesting that you said on something else I listened to you about. Oh my goodness, another interview of yours that I was listening to, that I never heard this before, that the 6 weeks leading up to your birthday is about.
Yes.
About what?
Okay, so God works like an accountant, a karmic accountant. Okay, until we transfer out of third dimension completely, as long as we're in 3D, there's the cause and effect, or I project and this is what I get back.
Okay.
Okay, so your birthday is the most sacred day of the year. Your birthday is when all of cosmos comes and gives you the new energy for the year and the new gifts for the year. Okay, so that is the most sacred day. Up until your birthday, 6 weeks before your birthday, you are being initiated. And you're probably coming up. When's your birthday?
This Sunday, April 28th.
Okay, you've been in your 6 week cycle for the last 6 weeks. And what that is every test of the entire year since your last solar birthday in 2012, you've been getting hit with. And it's really intense. And we're really tired before our birthday because the energy's cycling down. Okay, you don't get the new energy till your birthday. Get this burst of energy and this feeling of new beginnings because all of cosmos just came and blessed you with your new energy and your new beginnings that initiate you for the next solar year. And
wow.
And so your birthday is the most sacred day of the year, and that's when they come and they give you all your gifts. And like I said, it's up before your birthday. You're in the 6 week cycle where you're being initiated by everything. And it can be really intense and overwhelming, or you're just tired and you're dragging through.
So is it about looking at those things that are coming up for us and like releasing them? And
yeah, I would really take a look at what keeps repeating, what keeps being shown to you, that you need to heal, change, release, begin.
So I'm actually, I'm a spiritual person. I do feel that I can sense things and feel things, but there's some certain, I guess, concepts or ideas that I still don't even understand, maybe on a conscious level. But like, we're moving out of 3D into 4D and 5D. What does that mean exactly? What is 3D? Okay, is what we can see with our and taste and feel with our physical senses. So 4 and 5D is what we can. Please.
Okay. Yeah, excellent question. So we've been trapped in third dimension since the fall of Atlantis, and that was 13,000 years ago. We've been in a prison matrix that's been controlled by a very few. They're not even people. And anyways, so
that's so wild.
Go watch my 5D video. I ripped right into that one. So fourth dimension. You can be in it when you are in a place of peace and love, and all are one. That's my YouTube channel. My podcast channels are because I'm on iTunes as well, and 17 other podcast channels. Is we all have the divine spark in us. We all are made from the same God stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's all one, and it's an illusion. Only religion has created the divisiveness to create wars to get rid of us, because that's how they control genocide. Through genocide is to get rid of us through war. They invent these wars. Oh, this side is this side, and then we go to war, and then we kill each other, and then we're all dead, and then they get to keep the planet, and we're all dead.
Wow.
So that's the only reason we've ever had war is to control the population.
Yes. Wow.
Okay, so we're moving into fourth and fifth dimension, and in fourth and fifth dimension, you can't kill another, because to kill another is to kill yourself.
Yes, right.
And in fourth and fifth dimension, you can be in that. It's a consciousness. And it's a consciousness of love. It's a consciousness of acceptance. It's a consciousness of understanding that you're all one, so let's cooperate with each other. Let's empower each other, because when I empower you, I empower me.
Yes, right.
And real empowerment. Right. And so as we move to fourth and fifth dimension, the institutions, the paradigms are collapsing.
Yes.
Because everything we've been taught is a lie. And all the institutions have been created to serve the 1% at the top, not the 90%.
Yes.
We need one institution that actually serves the middle class.
Right, and this is what I've been feeling, and I was even sometimes post on Facebook, and I don't know that people are like understanding what I'm saying, but I'm like, the systems are going to collapse all around us. All the systems are meant to collapse, and it's okay.
It's wonderful.
It's great,
because we're getting a financial reset come in, and they don't have to like turn into dust, but what's going to happen, what I see happening is the governments are going to rid itself of all the thieves that are in there that don't really represent the people, and the corporations that have taken over will be taken out like termites. We're going to have this big cleansing. And the light workers that are in there, and we have many, will be in full power now so that they can pass the initiatives to feed everyone and house everyone and clothe everyone and do what we need to do to take care of people. The money will be redistributed. The money it's a whole other thing. I'd have to do a whole other show to explain that. But let's just say that's why people have a hard time understanding when you say, we're moving to a place of love and the institutions are going to collapse. They're like, and that's what's been holding it up is people still feed the matrix.
Right.
We're feeding the matrix, one, through our fear,
yes.
and two, by wanting it to stay the same.
Yes, exactly. And they actually, because I used to be like this, of course. I mean, there was a point where I wasn't seeing these things, but it's like, because you think, oh, the systems are going to collapse, and now that's actually feeding your fear because you're thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? What am I going to do without this, or the world is falling apart? But it's like, no, it has to fall apart for the new to actually, the true to rise up.
Exactly. Think about it. We're moving, and this is what's so beautiful. In the past, we'd have to go to war and take out the bad guys in order to save our country and save our people.
Yeah.
Now, as we move to fourth and fifth dimension, anyone that's not coming from a high vibration of love, he can't stay in the body. So it's going to be a natural process of elimination. Love Gaia, love Goddess, love God. So God is with us, and our advanced brothers and sisters are with us, and we're all star seeds from home planets that came here to seed Gaia for this great experiment to do battle with the dark forces, because this all goes back to the fall of Lucifer when he took a third of the angels with him. Really what's going on is a battle between the light and the dark. Yes.
But you had said, right, so in 3D there is like, you said something like, okay, well, if I have success, then there'll be jealousy. If there's always duality, but in 4 and 5D there's no duality. It's just...
Right. Yes, well, because here's why. When you go to fourth and fifth dimension, everybody gets to go to the party. Right. Okay? In 3D, they've set it up so only the few are wealthy. Only the few have access to certain, doctors and, knowledge and power. In 5D, everyone has access. So in other words, lack is an illusion.
Right.
We have the technology right now to feed every person on this planet. We have the technology right now to put everybody in a house.
Right.
We have the technology right now to clean our waters, clean our air, clean our food. So if no one is, so we come out of Maslow's hierarchy. So if everyone's lower needs are taken care of, everyone can live from their passion. And that's what I teach. That's what I want. My job is to connect you to your heart. So you're living from your passion. And when everyone's no longer scurrying to pay rent
to survive, right? They can thrive. Yeah.
Then we're all in the party.
Yeah.
When I say everybody come to my party, I don't want to just be the only one celebrating.
Right.
I want everyone to be drinking champagne. I want everybody to stuff their face. I want everybody to be dancing on the table because we're all happy because our lives are our own.
Yes. Amen.
And that's what 5D can do, because we have the technology right now. It's just these 1% at the top only give it to each other instead of the masses.
Right.
Because they feed off our fear.
Right.
They feed off our suffering. They can't feed off your joy. They can't feed off your empowerment.
So as I see it, this like the new, though, as much as it is sort of a revolution, but it's not a revolution in the old way of fighting against. It's a revolution in the new way of
consciousness.
Yes.
And it's an evolution.
Yeah.
We are evolving out of third dimension, struggle, strife, sickness, lack. Okay? Every daughter, every son on this planet is born of royalty. Yes. We are of the sons and daughters of God.
Yes.
Everyone matters. Everyone counts. Every baby, every child.
Yes.
And we have the technology to feed everyone. We don't have to genocide. We don't have to eliminate. There's not better thans. That's illusion. And so
Ugh.
we're moving to a place where we're going to empower everyone to live from their authentic self so that people can get out of these jobs that they hate. And if everyone got up every day and was living from their craft and from what they love to do, no one would go to war. No one would be interested. Right?
There's no reason for it.
Reason for it, because I'm too happy.
Right.
I got man, I got my passion, my work. Why would I pick up guns to go kill my brothers and sisters when we're all one?
Yeah, exactly. And people sometimes might think that what you're saying, like, oh, that's just, like a dream, like that you can't actually have this, like, but we can, like, we can actually live in this way.
Yes, we have in the past.
Yeah.
And it's just that people have forgotten, and they've been in the matrix too long.
Right.
They rely too much on mainstream media to tell them what's going on. It's like they have to have it on CBS News to believe it. Well, CBS News is controlled by the few, by the 5 families that run everything.
Yeah.
It's me. You're not going to get the truth there. They don't want you empowered. They don't want you free. You are a powerful creator. And if you knew how powerful you were, we'd already be in 5th dimension.
Right.
See, that's what they don't want you to know.
Right.
They don't want you to know that you are creating your reality from your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions.
Mm-hmm.
And that you can create unlimited abundance for yourself.
Right. Well, and that's, I was just going to ask that about how does money play into that? Because if these people who have gotten this much amount of money because they've done it by controlling others, how do we actually, because, I mean, I don't see money as a bad thing. I see abundance as
Exactly. It's not.
Right. So it's not about...
They've done with it. Money is not evil. It's what you do with the money.
Yeah.
So in other words, if I love money more than humanity, that's not a good thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Look at Ireland. Look at Iceland. They kicked the banksters out and they took their homes back. They proved right through the court system that what the banks did was illegal. We have trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and hundreds and trillions of dollars about to be released to the masses, but will not be released until the banksters are removed. And most of them are here in Washington, D.C., but they answer to the Vatican. That's another video. Okay, because I can send you research and documents, all the research. I can send you all the facts where you can feed your brain for days if you like facts and figures. But because beyond it, you can feel it.
Right.
You can, it either resonates or it doesn't resonate.
Exactly. I don't need facts and figures. It's like I can feel the truth, right?
Exactly. And so what's about to happen is, like, the stock market here is a joke. Okay, it's a total lie because it goes up. They've created no new jobs. They have not boomed the economy. So we know that's a whole lot of lies going on.
Yeah.
The bankers here have been accumulating houses after houses after houses. So they've got thousands and thousands of houses in their inventory. So we don't know what they're doing with that either. So everything is an illusion.
Yeah.
So there's going to be, overnight, it's going to go down. So in other words, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to see on television that the banks no longer have any power or control.
Okay.
So the system will go down for about a week.
Mm-hmm.
When the system comes back up, we will be in the new financial economy. And in the new financial economy, all the banks will now be taken over by light bearers, light workers. And light workers will answer to each nation because the nations will also have been taken over. Light workers. So we don't have to get rid of the governments. We have to get the termites out. It's going to be a major house cleaning going on. No more stock market. The stock market was invented just for the 1%, and it's all based on war.
Wow.
We get rid of so that goes away, and then we have healthy banking. Everyone's debt is forgiven because think about it. Everyone was put in debt. It's like if I invited you to a poker game, I won all your money, and you found out I cheated to win. It's a fair thing to do.
Right. Give me my money back.
Exactly. So whether it's a house or a car or credit cards or student loans, they all need to be zeroed out and restarted. So in other words, think about this. Now, how do you think the masses will feel if they have no debt?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then we now pass out the technology where they can make their own food and clothing. Okay, I know it's hard for people to wrap their brain around because we've been in 3D for so long and we were taught that struggle is the only way.
Right. Exactly.
We are the only planet, all of cosmos, that pays for energy.
Right.
Technology right now to not use our cars on, we don't have to use oil at all.
Right.
We have the technology right now to move from all of that, and see, they're the last ones. They're the banksters. The banksters own the oil companies. They own the pharmaceutical companies. They own the media. 5 families own everything, okay?
Wow.
So they drug us, they dope us, they work us, they smoke us, then they drop us in the ocean when we're no more used to them.
Right.
So if they, and we don't have to go, like I said, we don't have to go in and assassinate, the 13 families that run everything. Those days are done. So what happens is we take the power away, and like for in America, instead of the Federal Reserve owning the money, it goes back to the U.S. Treasury. So our own, what it was before they took over, back to our people printing our own money, backed by gold. That's not what the euro isn't backed by gold either. And so I don't know. And so these things are coming into play, and it's going to happen very quickly. And I would say it will happen in 2013.
Wait. So now you said a minute ago, you said it's going to happen overnight, but in something else I've heard you say, it's a process. It can't happen too quickly because we can't, like, it would be too much for us. So, but something like this, you feel like will happen overnight?
Because we're ready for the financial reset. People have had it. They're sick and tired of this bullshit.
Right.
And so I see the financial reset coming in 2013. And what that is so we go to bed tonight, we wake up, there's no more stock market, and the big banks are all being broken up. Mm-hmm. The small banks aren't going to change. The small banks have not been involved in the Federal Reserve. The small banks are good guys. The credit unions are good guys. So they're not going to be touched. So if you're in a credit union or a small bank, you're going to be able to go and do your banking like anybody else.
Okay.
But if you're in a Chase Bank or a Goldman Sachs or the big boys, you're going to find that they are not there. Now, that doesn't mean you lose your money. We're going to make sure that everybody's money gets transferred over to the new U.S. dollars or the new euro. You see, and and that's going to take about a week. So it's really not that bad. I mean, and everybody's going to be dancing in the street because finally justice is being served.
Wow.
Sorry, I get upset about these banksters because what they have done to us.
Yes.
And nations and Ireland took it back. And you know what? It was the women in Ireland that did it.
Yeah, and so I wanted to talk to you about that because you've mentioned, we've all heard the Dalai Lama said it's the Western woman who will save the planet, and
Yes.
I like to just be mindful of when we say this because I'm not one of those people that believes, oh, women rule. Like, it's not like that. No, it's not like that. But help share that with us about this, like, women and this age of the Aquarian age is all about the feminine.
Yes.
And what is this all about?
Right. And so yeah, women are feminine on the outside and masculine on the inside.
Yeah, and I never heard that before. That's like
it's
really
studying psychology. Carl Jung, who was also an astrologer and probably the best psychologist, psychiatrist we will ever know, the greatest mind we'll ever know. I mean, he was just incredible. Okay, so he taught us the anima animus. So when women and men fall in love, it's because I'm projecting my male onto you and you're projecting your female onto me, and all 4 of us fall in love. Okay. Women are feminine on the outside and masculine on the inside. Men are masculine on the outside, feminine on the inside.
Okay.
So the age of the woman means the raising of the values of female values, such as peace, prosperity, cooperation.
Yes.
And so again, we're moving to mutuality consciousness. We're not going to a matriarchy. So it's not about again, women are not better than men. Men are not. Alpha loves Omega.
Right.
That's God. God is both male and female. What have we been taught for thousands of years? Women are dirt. Women are nothing. Misogyny. These fallen ones that have been in control fear and hate women the most because we are spiritually more advanced than men. But men have physical, are more physically advanced than us. They're more advanced with the right brain. They're more, technical.
Yeah.
They're but they don't use the left brain like we do, right? So we're right and left brain. So Okay, so that's why the fallen ones have feared us mostly, because we are so close to God. And if they could make men hate women and misogynize us, then they could stay in power for 13,000 years. That's why the greatest gift we can give to the planet is educate our daughters.
Mm.
Okay,
Yes.
that's all right. So the age of Aquarius is the age of the woman, which means we're raising up the female values. We're raising up the value of being receptive,
Mm-hmm.
because we've been told to worship male values for 13,000 years, and especially this last 2,000 years. Look at all the problems in the Vatican.
Right.
Okay, Jesus made Magda head of the church, not Peter. Jesus was a feminist,
Yeah.
and Peter elected himself. Exactly. And so it's not about dominating men or even
Right.
being masculine. It's about embracing our femininity and our womanhood and loving whether we have a career or we stay home, or whatever it is. But women need to learn to love themselves.
Yes.
Women have a self-hatred, like it just you know about the way we look, about,
Yes.
who we're with or not with. Our self-esteem has been shot through the mud. And so the age of Aquarius is about raising the woman up. I mean, that's what man was. God created man to protect woman.
Right.
That's God. Man's job is to raise her up and
Right.
protect her.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Right. So
And women have been so masculine, at least for me, the way I see it is, especially since the feminist movement, trying to be equal with men. Now we've made ourselves, we are equal. Of course, yes, we're all one, but like not trying to be the same as them, as in now we're going to be masculine. And that's what, like, you feel this masculine energy all around, with these women being so masculine. Now it's like, okay, that's not.
no,
That's not the.
because again, because that's silly too. Because then you're becoming what you're not.
Right.
But a balanced. That's not balanced either.
Right.
No, they're balanced, and we're going to a balanced place. That's what 5D is where we're balanced in our male and female energies. We're not all masculine with short haircuts. I'm a guy now. We're balanced. We're embracing our womanhood, just like we want our men to be men. We don't want them to be girls.
Right.
To be men. But that doesn't mean they have to kill things to be men or shoot things to be men.
True masculinity. True masculinity.
What true authentic masculinity is. And so yeah, is I don't get that, because I don't see that as equality, is becoming a man in a man's world in corporate America, where you wear those suits and short haircuts and you act like
all masculine. I gotta be controlling and I gotta be tough and rough, and it's like so gross.
I don't want the responsibility.
So it almost feels though as women, why it's the age of the feminines, because as we as women are stepping more into the truth of who we are as women, now men could be like, oh, okay, now I can step into my true power as a man, and it's like this beautiful dance.
Yeah, and then you have twin flames and soulmates uniting, because that only in higher dimension can they really unite. Because down here, the attack on twin flames is too much, and most of them don't have enough self-mastery to stay together, to ride above the ego. So the dark forces, the anti-forces of anti-love, are always attacking twin flames and soulmates. But if we rise up into higher consciousness, then we, and in the new energy, it's only going to be twin flames and soulmates. And so,
yeah, tell me about that, because I've always felt that. Like, I felt that there is, and not in this way of, not in the Disney princess, oh, there's a man out there for me who's going to make me complete and save me. No, but in this way of like, there is somebody for me that's like my perfect.
Yes. And that's where we partner with each other. We can save each other, but it's better if you save yourself first.
Yeah.
And then that way you come to the table as a saved woman, and he can take you to the next level, because he doesn't have to lick your wounds and make you whole.
Right.
You're already whole.
Right.
And so because in 3D, most relationships are dysfunctional. They're all ego games,
right.
Especially with Scorpio Taurus access. I give you sex, you give me security. That's what most relationships have been for the last 13,000 years. Sex and money, whether you do it per one-on-one or you do it with multiples. It really is, because men, that's all they've known. They want it bad, and we know they want it bad. How much are you willing to pay for it, right? So,
Wow.
so it's been that dance, and that's not soulmate love. That's not twin flame love.
Right.
See?
Right. Yeah, you said that men, it's the woman because it's the woman who can feel this. It's like the man just kind of like will take what he can get kind of thing, but the woman is who's like feels that there is a.
Well, the more advanced man is going to be more awake and aware, and he will recognize his twin flame or his soulmate.
Yeah.
So men that have evolved they'll blow your mind because they're so aware. They can,
Right.
they're out there. They're the new man. That's what's going to be here in the years to come because they're balanced in their male and female energies. They may not come across as all macho and masculine. They may just be strong, but yet they're very intuitive and they're very aware, and they may recognize you first. And they usually do. The real relationships, the man recognizes the woman. And the man does, the man pursues the woman. These women that think they found this and then they make it all, they got to work on him and work, no. You don't work on it. You either got it or you don't.
Yeah, and that's what I've always felt as well. And I sometimes then question, well, is that just what's been like drilled into me that the man is meant to pursue? And I'm like, but no, I think there is a deep like.
It's their nature. Think
yes.
about it. They are hunters, achievers. They're ruled by Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, their sex organs are on the outside. Their natural drive and desire is to pursue what they want.
Yeah.
That's why they accumulate things. And it's not bad. It's good.
Yeah.
That's their purpose. It's been perverted by the dark forces, but God made them to build castles, to build communities, to feed the planet, to protect their wife.
Provide, protect. Yeah. That's all like in us. There's nothing wrong with that. It's in us. Yeah.
The woman takes that from a man. She's just demasculated him, made him into a baby.
Yeah.
Men provide, and if they're not playing that role, they're not men. They're boys.
Right.
Want to date a boy? If you want a boy, have a boy. Okay. For women, we're receptive. Our organs are on the inside.
Exactly.
We take man inside of us.
Yes. Exactly.
So why would we hunt them? Why would we and then be their therapist? That's crazy making. And so women, we are to be receptive. And you use the law of attraction. You work on yourself. You love yourself. Yeah. Be the soulmate to you that you want the man to be.
Yes.
Take care of you. Don't go hunting for them. Yeah, put yourself out there and let people know you're available. You're interested in being in a partnership.
Right. But as you're truly who you are, you will just magnetize the person.
Yes, you will. That's exactly right. And if we're truly spiritual, we believe that. We believe in higher power, that it's God that brings soulmates together, not the ego. And so the angels do it. And so that's their job. Our job is to figure out what we want, not the how, not the when, but the what.
Can you see then if you take that person's birthday and your birthday, if you're like actually...
Oh, yeah. And you want to know that because when you look at that, you're going to know what you're in for. Absolutely. That's why it's so potent. When you know what you're doing with this stuff, you can target date things. You can find out about people, things they don't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's also too, like I'm always very sensitive to, like I'm doing the workshop in Florence. My job is to empower everybody. I'm not going to, expose us, because even myself, I don't want, because someone could read it wrong or what they see, and it's like, wait a minute.
Right.
And I always use the information to empower and strengthen. But yes, you can understand the relationship, what it's for, where it's going, what it's about, right from the relationship astrology, because the relationship has its own astrology.
Okay.
You see, because when you bring two together, you create a third entity.
Right.
And that third entity is the relationship itself. See, and that's another thing why the fallen ones don't want twin flames and soulmates to get together. If everybody was with their soulmate, there'd be no war on the planet, there'd be no poverty. You see, because when you put two souls that are right for each other together, the harmony they create
It's
Go.
so powerful.
Love is the most powerful force in the universe, and that's our weapon. Our weapon is love.
Yes. Tell me really quick, and then we'll wrap up about these, because I've heard you mention, and I've been a little scared to delve into what this even is, because I don't like to look at, I guess maybe I'm more of the light. I don't like to look at as much as the dark, but we of course, have to embrace the dark. I mean, yes, it's a play of the two, but the Illuminati and things like that, like ruling the dark forces. I mean, I just like, I don't know. It's almost like a little scary, but like I kind of get it. Like, what is that?
Okay. You can look at there's many names for them. They're the power elite, the cabal, Illuminati. There's many names they go by. They're the ruling class, and they own everything and run everything. And they're sociopaths. They're not like us. They don't value love. They don't value relationships. They don't value peace. Okay? And so it's hard for light workers to wrap their brain around it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can totally appreciate people that don't want to look at that. Because you know what? I believe in Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction. And I coach people to focus on the light, to focus on what you want rather than what you don't.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So it is good to just stay focused on what you're doing today and be in the light, because that is your protection.
Yeah.
That is your protection. And it doesn't serve to focus on the darkness.
Right, exactly.
And especially if it's going to scare you, because then that's what they want.
Right, exactly. That's what I've kind of felt. It feels like, okay, there's something there, and I see there's some truth there, and it's good to be aware of it. It's good to sort of be knowledgeable about it, but yeah, not to now focus so much on it that you're like, oh my God, yeah. It's like then you're empowering that even more by doing that.
Exactly. Let's just say it's there. They've been there forever, so it's not like anything new.
Right.
It's not. And where we're going, they're not going. They're not going to the party.
Wow.
Remember, they don't value love.
Yeah.
And raising in vibration. Vibration is love.
Right.
And if you're a lover, you're not going.
Yes.
And so we don't, and so there's many people that are very much aware and dealing with those forces. There's many light workers whose mission is to deal with that.
Gotcha.
Yours is not. It's not that. And so that's why we want to live from our authentic who we are and what resonates with us and what feels good to us, and be on that path. And if we stay on our path, we'll feel good, we'll be empowered. It's really our job. That's it. Our job is to be in light, to be at peace. Even if the chaos is swirling around us, is to be at peace.
Right. And as we're all doing our part and not comparing and looking at what everybody else is doing, but doing our part, coming from our passion and our heart, then yeah, it's like we will feel in love and in joy and...
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's what's creating the new earth. It's a consciousness.
Yeah.
It's a consciousness of love. And yeah, it is the same things we were saying in the 60s. These are really united we stand. Make love, not war.
Right.
You're part of the solution, or you're part of the problem.
Right.
So it's the same, because that's when Uranus and Pluto conjunct and initiated the whole, feminist movement and, ending the wars, gay rights, women's rights. That's what the African American rights. That's when it all began. And now it's 50 years later, and Pluto and Uranus are squaring. So it's all about taking it to the next level, which is fourth and fifth dimension, which is now initiating the original messages that came. And we call it hippie messages, but that's the truth, is that we are all one, and that united, we can create this world where everyone eats and everyone has a home and everyone has something to contribute, because we're all valuable. We all have a gift, and it's about us finding that gift, that unique, authentic part of self, and demonstrating that. That's what you're here to do, and only you can do it.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Being in in the truth of who you are, your authentic self. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. And so people can, of course, come to you and get readings and things. Tell us where they can find, obviously, your website and what they can actually perhaps, how they can work with you.
Yeah, I work with people in workshops. I work with people one-on-one if they want to get a personal session. I also have fabulous reports on my website. So if you wanted to do a solar return chart, or you want to learn more about yourself, Astro Talk is amazing. Or you want to learn about your relationships, I've got great relationships, friends and lovers report. Or your timeline, like what's coming up,
Yeah.
or if you want to relocate, how about, what do I look like living over here? And so I have that,
So
and
fun.
everything is right on my kelleyrosano.com website.
Yes.
Everything's right there. How to, book a session, how to buy a report. My blog is there. You can read my articles, sign up for my free newsletter. Of course, my YouTube channel, my iTunes.
So much, yeah. So much wisdom and goodness all over the place.
Yeah, yeah, it's all to empower you because you're here to be powerful. You are powerful creators. We just have to unlearn what we learned as children and learn how to use the law of attraction to create what we want, to be in the now, to be powerful, to go for what we want, and be who we uniquely are.
Yes, from a place of love.
Love is the answer.
Thank you so much, Kelley. I love your energy and your passion and your wisdom and insight. It's been amazing. We'll have you on again for sure. There's so much more we could talk about.
Yes.
Thank you for watching Truth Talks TV. Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.